Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here with the Premier Circuit Element Major 2 from San Antonio, Texas. We have Zoned Out Gaming taking on Zoned Out Gaming Academy for your next match here. I am Danny O'Rarity, and I'm joined by the wonderful, the handsome Zep.
I always love that you add the handsome part. It truly does make my day. But Zoned Out Gaming versus Zoned Out Gaming Academy, the students versus the masters in a best of 3 fiasco. As we take a look at the team names there, Sykes, Velocity, Milo, and Bruiser on Zoned Out Gaming, and then the academy is Loxas. I'm going to try. I think that's the best pronunciation I could think of. Slappy, Stewie, and Bear.
Yeah, so, I mean, we kind of talked about it a little bit off the stream, you know, the students versus the masters. Still a lot of play for, not only because your pool play life, but, you know, a little bit of pride on the line now. You know, you got what's considered the main roster versus the academy roster. So we will see how this one goes down, kicking things off with a Rio hardpoint. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, Rio Hardpoint starting off strong out of the gate. You gotta be just all guns blazing from the moment go. Such a slaying map, close quarters maps, tight maps, so there'll be high engagements, and those kills are going to count a lot towards those rotations. And then, of course, going in into the next two, it will be invasions. And yeah, Invasion, one of those maps that's been here from the very beginning. Long lanes of engagements, and just quite one of the bigger maps, I would say, one of the staples of Modern Warfare 3. Be fascinated to see how these teams shape up for that one, because it'll be a big difference from Rio, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, this map set is really going to show you who's really well rounded here, as we are in the Zoned Out pool. Obviously, with Zoned Out Gaming Academy taking on Zoned Out Gaming. Let's kick it off. Map number 1, Rio Hardpoint. Milo is going to take control of that hill as he finds one, but Loxius able to pick up the trade. We are contested. Bear able to pick one up over towards bottom bridge. Loxius able to come in, and he picks up one as well. So Zoned Out Gaming Academy going to be the first ones with control of the hill.
Yeah, and the academy so far doing a good job of maybe being a little later on the push, but getting in there, getting the picks, and now they have to hold, and so far doing a great job of that. Loxius just holding, but will they get the kill against Bruiser? They will. Fantastic hold from Loxius as it's kind of gone a bit back and forth in the hill, but ultimately it is the academy of the two holding out the majority of that P1, and we get ready to set ourselves over to P2 as well. This is the perfect start for the academy side. You couldn't have asked for anything better.
You really can't. As they pick up 3, they pick up all 4 on the rotation. They're gonna secure spawns, they're gonna secure scrap, and they're gonna secure a 40+ point lead through 2 hills. And we've just started the second hill. It's gonna be Bruiser trying to bruise and cruise his way on throughs that spawn, flipping it over towards Zoned Out Gaming's advantage. Velocity now in the back wreaking some havoc. Bear's gonna try to sniff him out, and he does exactly that with his great sense of smell. But Zoned Out Gaming still have that spawns, but the academy, man, they're still locking it down even without having control of those spawns. And Bear and Loxius locking it down, man, and 60+ point lead. They might be challenged here for the scrap. It is gonna be Bruiser coming in with that scrap, trying to build some momentum here for Zoned Out Gaming, because man, have they been outplayed through 2.
My God, I was about to put some money on Bear going for the nuke. 13-1 got taken off the 12 streak at the end, but what a fantastic play for them. And Zoned Out Gaming answering back, Milo getting 2. And you know, as you said, there's ego involved in this one, because if Zoned Out Gaming get destroyed by their own academy, some of those players are all of a sudden going to find themselves rotated onto the academy with some of these players brought up, right? Because Zoned Out Academy are just playing out of their skin at the moment. Of course, Bear being the star player, but across the board, they're also just doing an incredibly good job. But Zoned Out Gaming going to be trying their best to answer back, and they still have plenty of time to do so. 81-26, they are now on the point. Can Bear get another? They can, and Bear once again going for that next kill, managing to stay alive, which is immaculate, but eventually then getting taken out. Zoned Out Gaming probably going to get the rest of this scrap as we go towards that next point. And this is the brilliant thing about Call of Duty Hardpoint. Zoned Out Gaming Academy looked like they were so far ahead and had so much control, but now going to be going into this next point with only what, like a 40-point deficit, slightly more, only one hill in it still.
Yeah, I mean, Zoned Out Gaming, fantastic composure out of them to not let this one snowball early. I mean, they picked up some really good kills. They got a really good hold, but it's going to be Bear wrecking them on that rotation as Loxius again locking it down over through boxes, and it's going to be the Academy on the hill first, trying to lock this one down. But still, we are within a one hill game at the moment, so one good break here out of Zoned Out could put them neck and neck, as it's going to be nice nade out of Nyla. Bruiser bringing in the cruiser, able to pick up 2, and that's going to be 3 dead on the site. Make that all 4 as Zoned Out Gaming, they break in with their eyes on 30 seconds and trying to tie this one up.
Yeah, I mean, Zoned Out Gaming beginning to come into it across the board when it comes to the kills, but then looking at the side of the Academy, the only real star player now as we've continued on these next 2 hills has been Bear, and a lot of that work was done up until P2. I'd say if you were to go to check the kill count between P2 and now, it would be definitely leaning towards the side of Zoned Out Gaming, so maybe they're just getting themselves a little warmer as this one goes on, and it's going to be a way tighter affair than it originally seemed like it would be. But the Academy rotated well for that next point, but they do not have that mid control, which is going to be massive. Surely they get taken off this hill at any second as Loxius desperately trying to play their life, but Bruiser in with taking them out, and that was a strategic annihilation of Academy on that point.
Man, but just as fast as Academy gets annihilated, 3 fall instantly for Zoned Out Gaming, and now make that 4 as the Academy still battling right back, but still slowly losing grip of that lead. 25 seconds left on this hill, and we are going to be back on over towards P1, I believe, as we head. Loxius going to try to slow things down. That's going to be 2 dead. Milo picks up 1 and a teammate as they battle for that mid control, but Zoned Out Gaming, they're going to go for that scrap, and they are hanging right in this one, man. I mean, they're just absolutely fighting this one out. Zoned Out Gaming staying in there, that teamwork really working to their advantage. It looks like they are getting outslayed just slightly. However, you know, I mean, we mentioned it in the last series, teamwork can be just as big of a backbreaker as Gunny, but man, with that wipe, the Academy can try and take another serious lead.
Yeah, I mean, when the Academy, when it comes to their one-on-one gunfights, they're looking really, really strong. I think when Zoned Out Gaming were able to take that point back on P5, it was because they managed to rotate up that mid and get sort of a power area control, but then the Academy, credit to them, went right back up mid, took it right back off them, and it's, again, as we talked about, one of those maps where the kills are massively important, and the kills are going to sway where you get that map dominance, such as rotations or holding those power points, and I think that's what's working for Academy at the moment. They're winning those one-on-ones, building up those streaks, as we saw 2, 4, and 3 from Stewie, Bear, and Slappy before they got taken out, and because they're getting those kills, they're finding themselves in those power positions naturally, which then allows them to get the rest of a hold, whereas Zoned Out Gaming, they're relying on some good teamwork at times, but they're just not having that slaying power to get them through the key areas.
Yeah, and especially on a map like Rio, you gotta have that gun to support that teamwork, because there are some other maps where that teamwork can really kind of carry you by itself, but on Rio, when you're just forced into an engagement, every other step you take, it feels like sometimes you really got to be able to bring that slay pressure, as they do end up getting 2 kills. Milo with another team kill. I believe that's at least the second of the match. Doesn't bite them in the butt yet, though, as they are able to secure some time, but the Academy do have these spawns, and they are finding themselves some kills now, but Velocity from up top picks up 1. Milo from the side cut picks up 1 as they fight for the scrap. Bear's going to try to come on through. He's been on fire, but Milo has absolutely been kicking it up here on the second half of this map as they bring it back. They keep it, I should say, within 30 as we head on over towards this next hill. No team really has control of it yet, but Zoned Out Gaming do have the spawns, but on this one you can kind of get them in a spawn trap, so it's kind of wishy-washy on which one you'd rather have.
Yeah, it's actually really tough to see where this game is going to go, because Zoned Out Gaming, they just seem to be pulling themselves into it in certain instances with Bruiser and Milo. Zoned Out Gaming Academy, See, the map is just really suiting how they want to play at the moment, but with every hill that passes, Zoned Out Gaming are just edging themselves closer and closer to getting one over on the Academy, and it looks like maybe they'll be able to do that late on. It's shaping up for a late takeover if the momentum keeps going as is, especially if you have Ant Sykes who can pick up those numbers toward the end, which is always possible. Again, players are still getting warm. It is only a map 1, and you look at players who have been warm all game, like Bear 26 and 14 with nearly a minute on time as well. A phenomenal showing, but seeing how that hill panned out back and forth, Zoned Out Gaming had the spawns, and because of that they had the majority of the time. Now 181 to 191, 10 seconds in it, going into this P4, which will once again be hotly contested. Just like that, this game is really up in the air.
Absolutely, but Stewie picking up a nice 2 gives this team at least a little bit of advantage on the hill. As you can see, they're trying to set up, but with only 3 players, Milo trying to just absolutely tear them apart. Ant finds 1 as well, but Loxius comes through with 2 as he's now patrolling the perimeter, trying to just buy time for his teammates to catch up with him as trades go back and forth. That hill is completely uncontested. Everybody's just waiting for their teammates so they can probably take a gunfight, which shows you how well disciplined both of these teams are and how much they focus on teamwork. But Milo comes in with the 3-piece, trying to pick up 20 seconds as you are going to see Zoned Out Academy go for that rotation. But here it is, the lead change coming in. The pressure is on.
Yeah, this is so neck and neck going into this P5, potentially the final point of the map if Zoned Out Gaming are able to hang on to the point, but no one's really set for it yet. It is only Milo holding that mid, but holding the wrong side as Slappy comes behind, but Bruiser behind Slappy. It's a back and forth of behinds, but ultimately it's Academy that are sitting on that point looking to tie this one even. Zoned Out Gaming looking to hit it from the front. And what have we said already about the Academy? They love their one-on-one gunfights, it seems, and they have that mid control, so they're set up incredibly well for this point, which could get them so close to the finish line that they've essentially got it. This is a massive hill for the Academy. They cannot afford to lose out a second.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and so far they're picking up those kills, but the trades are coming in just as well. Bear is picking up a 2. Milo now, who's been once again on an absolute tear, was pretty negative to kick things off, now finds himself positive as he picks up a 2 inside of that hill here for Zoned Out Gaming. Loxius though gonna come in, and one more challenge for that contest is gonna go back and forth as Slappy picks up 2 over towards top bridge, and that's gonna be about 5 seconds in the pocket of Zoned Out Academy as they find themselves ever so close to victory, heading back towards a P1. Academy's gonna be on the hill, everyone's getting wiped off the map, they trade cruise missiles back and forth. We're still uncontested on P1. There's gonna be 1 player on that site for Zoned Out Gaming. He's gonna try to hold his own, wait for his teammates, and he's gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. The Academy trying to roll on through, 1 left, and Slappy takes him down. 10 seconds left, and a dream here for the Academy as they have control. Velocity trying to push on through. Bear's gonna try to play cutoff. He gets ripped by Velocity. Velocity finding 3, and Zoned Out keep it alive.
They're in it just about, but they have to look at those rotations. They cannot win it off this point, and the Academy will know that. They will begin to set up. Academy in with 2, make that 3. It's all down to Bruiser, who can't do enough, and it is the Academy who take that map number 1 in the end. Congrats to them. It looked like they were dominating it from the beginning, but the Zoned Out Gaming team brought it back, and it was neck and neck until the very end where the Academy just about sneaked it. What a phenomenal map number 1.
I lost my breath because of how much I was talking, trying to keep up with that action there. These teams absolutely showed the passion. They absolutely brought up the Academy. Bear with 27 non-traded. Absolutely incredible as the Academy go up 1-0 here in our best of 3 here in the Zoned Out pool, with a chance to take the series and go up 1-0 in pool play on Invasion.
Yeah, I mean, the Academy had a great map number 1, but I still am worried about them. And that is because of the point that I managed to pick out in that map number 1, is that they're great in their one-on-one gunfights. Arguably, after that map number 1, I would say they're better than the main team in the one-on-one gunfights. But the way they play as a team and as a unit in terms of a tactical fit, it doesn't seem to work as much. And I'm going to take you back to the P number 5 when I'm talking about that, because in P number 5, when we got to it the first time, they did not have control of that of the mid going towards that P5, right? So Zoned Out Gaming managed to get through the mid and get control of the point. It was only because of the Academy's ability to win the one-on-one gunfights that once they lost that first set and lost the point, they recognized that they needed to go up through mid, got right back up through mid, got those kills, and were therefore able to hop over the bridge and onto that point. So when it comes to being able to spawn close and get back into quick engagements, Academy have the advantage. But as we go into Invasion, a longer range map into modes that require way more of, I suppose, a tactical prowess. Even though Search and Destroy is very much about your one-on-one gunfights, you could see Zoned Out Gaming be able to lean into the tactical advantage that they have in terms of the ability to set up when and where to outmaneuver the Academy. And that could make it way more difficult for the Academy. On the one-on-one gunfights, they seem to have the advantage, but they need to get that tactical edge.
No, I completely agree. I mean, that's what we saw that entire map was. I mean, Zoned Out Gaming, they fell down really early, but with that cohesiveness, working through it as a team, kind of getting themselves back up, they were able to bring it all the way, pretty much all the way back. They took a lead with less than 50 points to victory in that one. So they have every single opportunity, every single fight in them, every single bit of talent. It's just a matter of playing to your advantage, especially on something like Invasion Search, where if you are scattered on Invasion Search and your communication is off, you miss somebody sneaking through a lane, you will get absolutely torn apart on this map. So this is something where Zoned Out Gaming could really kind of bring that prowess to the forefront. You know, everybody communicating, everybody washing their lanes, play for those trades, get that teamwork up, force Zoned Out Academy to kind of play your game in that sense. Make it so they're kind of cornered and can't individual kind of, you know, what am I trying to say here? Like individual play your way out of it. Pop that 2-piece, pop that 3-piece. You know, you got to, I feel like if Zoned Out Gaming plays tight, plays those trades, stays together and is really adamant on those lanes and not letting anybody sneak through, because I feel like Academy is going to try to get somebody to sneak through to that flank, through some of those lanes and mess up the flow. Zoned Out Gaming can stay on top of that, which I feel like through that map number 1, I feel like they definitely have the ability to do. We could be seeing a map number 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think looking at the side of the Academy side, they're really going to want to try and get this done on this map number 2, right? Because again, you know, you can play all the strategies you want, and I do think they work in a Search and Destroy, but a lot of the time you can be faced with 1v1 gunfights, and they will be trying to capitalize on Zoned Out Gaming, maybe just channeling a couple of peaks that maybe they shouldn't. I just think if this goes all the way to a control, that's where you're going to see Zoned Out Gaming really shine in their tactical prowess, whereas the Academy side, they could get aggressive, they could get up the map early in rounds, establish control, establish sort of a halfway point, and be able to still take on 1v1 picks, maybe even get that 2-piece and see some rounds through and sneak it this way. But I think if it goes to a control, things really start to favor the main roster.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but we're going to have to get through a map 2 in order to get there. And in order to get to the map 2, we're going to have to cut to a break. So guys, don't go anywhere. Map number 2, Zoned Out Gaming versus the Zoned Out Gaming Academy, coming up next. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Map number 2, Zoned Out Gaming Academy taking on Zoned Out Gaming. And it's the Academy with the 1-0 advantage in this one with a chance to put this series away. I'm Rarity, and I'm joined by Zep as we get into this S&D. Loxius and Bear kicking things off with kills. That's going to be a 4-2 advantage for the Academy.
Yeah, I mean, the Academy absolutely not zoned out at the moment, as they seem locked in through that map number 1, and now this map 2 getting the early advantage with 2 kills, but it has been answered back by Velocity. Now in a 2v3 scenario again, this is where you could see the tactical edge of Zoned Out Gaming take shape, but Loxius managing to pick up a big kill, and a 3v1 is very different to a 3v2 as Bruiser is stuck at the back of the map, and the Academy have set up really well along the wings, now converging through either side of this tank. Bruiser, he picks up 1, but that surely should do it. And what a fantastic map round number 1 for the Academy.
Yeah, I mean, really strong start. They started off, they got pretty aggressive over through mid, picked up 2 kills right off the rip, and really didn't slow down. Pushed right through that spawn. Bruiser trying to hide behind the tank, but you can't hide from Stewie as he is absolutely brewing up some nonsense. as Academy go up 1-0 here in the search and destroy. Now going to be playing on defense here. It's going to be zoned out gaming, trying to figure their way through this here. You did have Velocity and Bruiser both picking up a kill off the rip though, or to trade things out a little bit. So we're going to see where that can take us here. Is they're going to take a stroll down this B lane here. They're going to be met with 2 players from the zoned out gaming Academy. Stewie does get taken down right off the rip by Ant, and that's going to give zoned out gaming the advantage as they try to push on through here. Loxy is going to take a little peek through dark as zoned out gaming still kind of apprehensive on the move that they want to make. They're all just kind of watching their back, and it kind of pays off as they do end up picking up another kill. So 4-2, the move now is being made. Number 3, that is going to be Bear kind of sitting behind the plow here, trying to make some room, but Velocity ends up finding one. Bear does trade it out, but he is kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, nowhere to go as he gets taken out and zoned out gaming, using that teamwork and communication to a T, able to take a round.
Yeah, a great round from Zoned Out Gaming. I was about to say hats off to the Academy because they managed to win an all-important attacking round, which can be notoriously harder to win, but then the main roster, Zoned Out Gaming, just answering right back with an attacking round of their own. So both of these teams, after that map number 1, we could tell that it was going to be a very close affair, and it seems like it's going to be again as we go round for round before entering this round number 3. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit here. I mean, you've been watching these teams alongside me. Do you have any idea of where this one could shape out, how it's going to go?
Zoned Out Gaming, they played that last round really, really well. And I think if they continue to play to that style, you know, like I said, close knit, watching those lanes, I think Zoned Out Gaming could probably take this. And I'd probably have them favored in my head, at least, to take this map. And we'll see that here as we go on through. Stewie does end up getting taken down for that first blood. Zoned Out Gaming, they are kind of split up 2-on-2, but trying to play those trades. Bruiser does pick up Slappy and Milo, taking out Loxius, and once again that teamwork, man, they are now all approaching together, pushing through that mid lane together, make sure to keep each other in their sights, and they're able to take that round. So I mean, like we were saying in the pregame, man, the teamwork, it's looking really good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, towards the end of this series, we could be talking about, not argue, or maybe agreeing on the fact that this series may have been a case of a team versus a team of individuals. It's probably not the right way to put it, but it's the way that I'm sticking with. I mean, the Academy individually, they can do some great things as we've seen already, but Zoned Out Gaming, just the way that they play as a unit, and if the individual skill maybe isn't quite as there in some instances, they're always backed up by each other in every gunfight, and that seems to be the difference maker for them in moments, and potentially could be in the search and destroy as they get a little more advanced and try and make their way towards this B. It seems the Academy, it's a big moment for them. They'll need to try and answer back here. They do not want the main roster to start getting some momentum.
No, definitely not. But Zoned Out Gaming, they have the same, just about the same exact setup as they had their previous attacking round, except number 7 Velocity is playing a little bit further back, kind of anticipating a deep flank hit, but it is going to be Bear catching that first blood onto Milo, maybe anticipating that he'd be sitting in over there. So he's going to take down that first blood. So Zoned Out Gaming, they're just going to play it patient. They're going to take down some shots. They're going to sit back. Number 8 does get caught in a mad scramble, though. He does kind of panic and tries to move that bomb away, but Loxius is there as the Academy start to lock down that map positioning here. 2v4. Velocity trying to move his way on through, picks up that bomb. It is gonna find a kill for his teammate though, but he does get taken down. Bruiser all alone in the 1v3, gets tagged up. His position is known. He's gonna have to brute force his way out of this to see if he does get out of this, but he's not gonna be able to. In the Academy, they're gonna take a round.
Yeah, good rounds from the Academy. They set up, they played equally as patient as Zoned Out Gaming. They got the picks and eventually just forced them into a position where that clock was running down. They were outnumbered and they had to make a move, and then they were set up well. I'm really impressed by the patience that Academy showed in that instance, because they seemed like a team that would be very eager to push up and get aggressive early on. The fact that they could play it slower, play it patient, see out a round and have that work in their favor could be a good sign for them going forward, as we're once again all even in this map.
No, I Definitely agree with you there, man. Heading on over towards this B push, zoned out. Academy going to be flooding through this B lane here. That is going to be a 3-1 defense out of zoned out, so they're going to be well prepared for this. But zoned out, they're pushing forward. They're getting aggressive. They're going to say, hey, we can take these one-on-one gunfights because we love them. And they're trying to push right on through, but now we are getting a little bit of a stalemate, and it's going to be Milo on the flank, tearing apart that setup, finds one, spots one through the stairs, gets tagged down to 71. You should duck it. He does barely get away and able to recover. 3-4 advantage here for the side of Zoned Out Gaming, as they kind of had these players out of the academy pinned. Bear's going to try to brute force his way on through, but doesn't expect Milo to still be up top, and he's going to take him down. Ant finds one. Loxius all alone in the 1v4, now 1v3, as he finds himself upstairs, making himself cozy in the bedroom, maybe laying down some deposit on that B&B as he picks up another kill. Deposit with your life, he says, as he takes him down 1v2 now. He still has that bomb in hand, only 20 seconds to work with. Bruiser is going to be expecting that push through mid, get some tags out, and now with 15 seconds left, Loxius has to find 2 kills. There's no other way about it, making his way on through mid, as he's going to try to go for that chase, but he's might not find anything except one gunfight, and he does find the kill, but now not able to find the second. Zoned Out Gaming able to maintain composure and take another round.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of panic set in there towards the end, not knowing whether to go for the plant or for the commit to the kills. I ended up choosing the commit to the kills, but slightly too late. And, you know, you have to give a lot of credit to Zoned Out Gaming, the way that they have played so far. And you look as a unit, 4, 4, 3, and 3, the kills so even across the board, where it's been Loxius, the real standout player for the academy. Again, leaning into the idea of individuals versus a team that we have been spouting throughout this series. But, you know, Zoned Out Gaming, they made sure to get that pick, and the academy really struggled on the offense from there. 3v4 in an offense is a tough job. But now the academy 3v4 in the defense, they're surviving, but they're getting traded out as Zoned Out Gaming get moved up to B and have a very good position to plant now from.
I absolutely love the adjustment out of Zoned Out Gaming there, because their last two offenses, they were playing really passive and waiting for the other team to make a mistake, and now anticipating that kind of passiveness being matched, they decide to go aggressive, and they get a fast bomb plant. They're set up. They have a player watching the flank. Number 5 from up above does catch Bear on the flank, and it's going to be all up to Slappy in the 1v3. Zoned Out Gaming, man. Oh, I am in love with the strategy they just pulled out.
Yeah, Zoned Out Gaming, again, maybe showing why they're the main roster, because not only do they have talent, but that talent is malleable. They are adjusting to every situation that is required. It maybe didn't work out for them so much in that map number 1, but in this map number 2, where it is such a way more tactical affair, given the fact it's invasion and it's a search and destroy, they are just altering the game plan as and when needed. And that is, so far as a unit, really putting them up as the better side against the academy, who have had Stewie and Slappy virtually nullified. Whereas again, Zoned Out Gaming across the board, they're picking up the kills, they're getting those power points, they're playing the rounds as needed, and just, I think, a tactical dominance here, which is what we predicted.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And now this is going to be the academy's chance to try and bounce back before this one gets away from them. Milo does end up picking up Bear, though, off that rip, getting a little too aggressive towards that mid area, so that is going to cost him some numbers. But Slappy doing the exact same to Antskis, who does get aggressive, able to get that pick. 3-on-3 streak was called in, so some information there. However, that bomb still being moved on towards that B street. There is going to be a player in position. That is going to be Velocity, trying to get some info on these players. Milo does try to sneak through on that flank, does get spotted out by Slappy. Loxy's going to hit the reflank, but it's going to be Slappy picking up 2, as it's going to be down to Bruiser in the 1v3. He picks up 1 as he tries to hop up for some better advantage, throws that nade out. And now Bruiser making his way on through, gets that spot onto Loxius, goes for the gunfight. He gets the win. 1v1 on the bomb. Slappy behind the crane. Bruiser knows where he is. He's going to make his move, and Slappy is going to get the kill in the end, making that much closer than it needed to be, but regardless, getting the round.
Yeah, much closer than it needed to be is the best way you could have put it. I mean, they had the bomb down at 2v1. They were set, but that early peak made a lot of trouble for Slappy, who eventually managed to pick up that kill, kind of in style, held a good position and hit their shots accurately. And for the Academy. That got scary there for a minute, but they have given themselves a lifeline. The last thing they want to see now is Zoned Out Gaming go to that map round, go to that round number 5. And being 5-2 down would have been very different to 4-3, but they're in that swing round phase now. Do they even it up, or do they find themselves chasing this map? Massive round for the Academy.
Absolutely, man. And Bear picking up that first blood onto Milo, who's been an absolute thorn, is able to pick up that kill. So that's going to be an early advantage here for the Academy. Slappy's on a 4 spree after having a great go at it last round, and now you can see Zoned Out. They're very spread out. They are absolutely zoned out, I guess you could say, but velocity is going to be over towards the opposite street. Does end up running into Slappy, getting weak. Slappy's going to end up backing up to recover, but Bear ends up throwing a nade that takes out Slappy, but Loxy is able to clean it up. Stewie there as well. 3v1 down to Bruiser here up top once again. He made it close last time. Let's see if he can do it again, but now his position is very well known. They are starting to collapse in on him. As long as they take this as a team, Bruiser's going to pick up one, and he's going to try to get away. Nobody's going to be there to trade him out. He's going to spot Bear at a distance. He puts down some shots down to 15 HP, but nobody's pushing him. The call should be there that he's weak, but nobody wants to push him. Bruiser is still going to be there. He's going to try to brute force his way out. He gets the spot on the second player. He's going to go for the chase. 10 seconds left. You got to find the kills, but he does get taken down. I was getting worried there for a second that nobody was pushing him, but that goes to show how much I know, as Zoned Out Gaming Academy knew what they were doing the entire time and get the round.
Yeah, I mean, it got a little bit questionable, didn't it? Questionable from both of these teams. You know, you were looking at the side of the Academy, like, why didn't they push in when they had them weak? But you also look at the side of Bruiser and being like, why did you not get out sooner? Why did you not get pushed? It looked like you maybe could have had that kill running towards B. But again, you know, what do we know? We're just the beautiful casters. But Academy done a great job evening this up. 4-4 now. Zoned Out Gaming, they've proven already that they have the answers to Academy when they pose the question. The Academy have once again posed the question, taken a couple of rounds of their own, changed up the strategy a bit, and it is up to the main roster to alter their gameplay once again, and it looks like they may be able to as they pick up not the first one, but the first two, and now the Academy really struggling, finding themselves in a tough position.
Yeah, man, you can see Slappy. He's just trying to play it patient. They are going to be down, so the only thing they can do really is try and play it patient. Still 55 seconds on the clock to work with, so you aren't really forced to make many moves here as of yet. Stewie's going to make his way on through Rugs, trying to just get any spot that he can, but Zoned Out Gaming holding their lanes, getting patient. Slappy might have gotten a spot there over through that mid cross, so at least one position is known, but the gunfight's going down. That's going to be Bruiser finding Slappy 1v4 now for Stewie, as he does get tagged up. Some gunfights going down, running into Milo. He does end up picking up that kill and kind of is able to skirt away with his life here for the moment, but Anskis is going to be waiting, knowing he is inside of that shop. Takes the gunfight, wins it. Zoned Out Gaming, map point.
Yeah, so far a really good round and map from Zoned Out Gaming, who've, as I was saying, for multiple occasions kind of had the question posed to them, had their back against the wall, and they've answered back and shown some great moments themselves. But you have to give so much credit to the Academy, where we were saying that maybe tactically they weren't set up as well as Zoned Out Gaming. They've pulled it back to having it so close, but that round going for them means that they have to play perfect from here on in, and Loxius on 10 and 5, double positive on this round number 10. Has to continue that form. You need your star players to pull you through these difficult moments. But Zoned Out Gaming, could they wrap it up right here on this offensive round?
They very well could, and again, they're getting aggressive on that B Street push. Those bomb carriers are pushing right on through. Stewie gets caught trying to reposition himself and almost cost him his life, but it's going to be Bear with the support able to pick up the kill. Now 3-4 advantage here for the Academy, as they look to hold strong. Number 4 once again being sent on that flank. Number 1 trying to keep anybody from squeaking on through. And now Zoned Out Gaming is going to be pinched. Slappy picks up another one. It's going to be a 2v4 here. 4v1. Ansky's all alone. He gets taken out in the Academy. They take control of it. Sound the alarm. It's round 11.
And I think because they got a perfect 4-man down, I was in the middle of counting. I don't know if I've got it completely right. They may have just gotten themselves enough kills to secure a defensive round. Again, I'm not too sure on that. I guess we will see right now. But that round in the Academy may be more important than we would have predicted, because Maybe? No. It doesn't look like they did. They're going to still be on that offensive, and I think they have struggled in the last few offensive rounds, so we will see how they fare out. ZOG Gaming have a great chance to win it here on a defense.
This is where legends are made. Round 11 here on land. Loxias being your bomb carrier. He's going to try to push on through. Some early nades going off, though nobody really being tagged up. So now Gaming going with a 2-2 split, so some players a bit vulnerable to this 4-on hit over towards B Street. Velocity gets the kill through mid with some perfect headshots onto Stewie, and that's going to be zoned out. Gaming with an early advantage. Oh my goodness, calm the Velociraptor with the precision he's playing at right now, man.
Yeah, I mean, that was a lethal kill. And now at 3v4, when you're on the offense and only 45 seconds to get to that site, you're pinned in, they know you're at B, and they're slowly rotating around A as well. As you can see, Milo just controlling that A point completely. Now the Academy in a very difficult spot, but Velocity choosing to pull out of that gunfight in the Academy. They need to go now. They cannot be sitting for too long. They're giving themselves too little of time to work with. It does look like they are going to go for the pinch on this B. Some big kills coming in. The trades. Slappy gets one, but Slappy gets taken out. Now a 2v2, 20 seconds left. They have to go for this push on the bomb, and it looks like they're hitting this A. Big kills coming in. 1v1.
It's going to be Loxias with that bomb. He does make his way on over. 10 seconds left. He has to go for that bomb plant. Zoned out. They are going to let him take that bomb, and they're going to go for this 1v2 retake. Loxias is just going to sit on the patio and wait his demise. But demise, he says no as he takes up one, but as quickly as he picks up one, it's gonna be Velocity coming around the other side, and he's gonna do a little dance. He's gonna celebrate because you made it to map number 3 for Zoned Out Gaming. But don't celebrate too long. There's still one map to go as we're all tied up. But man, Zoned Out Gaming, what an S&D. And Zoned Out Academy, also what an S&D. These teams are very well matched.
Yeah, I mean, that went right down to the wire, and I just thought for a split second that the Academy were going to be able to take that one when they were pushing Milo on that bomb. If they had managed to just take out Milo without losing any lives, I genuinely think that would have been the difference maker. It was so close, really, truly on a knife's edge. And one thing you got to take from all of this is that hats off to Zoned Out, who have two fantastic teams playing under that name, because... I mean, my God, I mean, you have the side as the Academy, but they are putting up numbers. I mean, you essentially just have 8 players that can play out of their skin for you. And this is what you love to see. 2 games going neck and neck right down to the very end, where the Academy just about took that map 1. Then Zoned Out Gaming just about taking that map 2. Now it comes down to that all-important map number 3, where I still see the favourites being the main team, giving everything that we have seen from them so far. But... you cannot count out the Academy from what we've seen from them.
Absolutely not, man. If Zoned Out Gaming, if that roster just slips up for one moment, the Academy will rip them to shreds with some of the talent on that squad. So you have to be on point, especially in something like Control, where one wipe can mean the end of your round. So it's going to be an absolute banger. I'm so excited for it. But we are going to end up going to a break here while we wait for that map number 3, get some things switched around. And I do for real this time have to go catch my flight. So I will be in the venue tomorrow. Guys, say hi to me if you do end up seeing me. But map number 3 is going to be absolutely incredible, and I hope you guys are absolutely strapped in. So guys, don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It has been an absolutely immaculate series that we have seen so far, going right down to the death to this best of 3, where we're going into map number 3, Zoned Out Gaming versus Zoned Out Gaming Academy, the students versus the masters, going right down to the wire. My name is Zepcast, and I am now joined by the fantastic, the ever so beautiful Matt Man. How are we doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. You know, just had to let Danny go catch his flight. You know, man, he's casting this morning. He's driving to the airport. He's grinding. And like you said, make sure you say hi to him if you see him tomorrow, man. I'm sure there's a lot of great people there in San Antonio. But like you said, we've got a banger on our hands today. The Zoned Out Gaming Academy trying to knock off their main squad in Zoned Out Gaming. And I've been kind of watching this one on the stream as you and Danny have taken over a 250-231 start on Rio, and then a round 11 invasion search and destroy. They split it 1-1. And as Zeb mentioned, a map 3 here in a best of 3. It always gets a little interesting when control is that last do or die game mode, Zeb. And you know, normally when you got a 1-1 split, you're thinking about taking control, heading in and putting your respawns together in that map for hardpoint. But now this is do or die time here. It is pool play, but still a lot to play for here on Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you look at the sides of Zoned Out versus the Academy, right? I mean, it seemed to have been a case throughout this entire series that it was the kind of tactical prowess versus the individual skill level prowess. And, you know, Zoned Out Gaming, they came in with that type of tactical edge where they made that map 1 really close when it looked like it was going to be taken away from them due to the one-on-one skill difference. But then, you know, going into that map number 2, that the questions often posed to them and they had the answers, but it went incredibly back and forth. The Academy gave themselves a lot of credit and showed like, hey, we can play tactically well as well. We can answer back as well when we are struggling. So now going into this map number 3, throughout this whole series, I was thinking it could be going to the side of the Zoned Out Gaming, given how they can play tactically, but honestly, I don't know now. I think both of these teams are way closer than I might have given them credit for at different times throughout the series, and I think this one's really going to be in a nice edge.
Oh, I mean, right on to the A site, Zoned Out Gaming. You talk about that tacticalness, trying to get that A site gone out the way early here on Invasion, but doesn't work for them as they hit and really a brick wall. Zoned Out Gaming going to be able to put a couple of kills together, but now the race for B is on, as Zoned Out Gaming is on the point first, starting to garner some of that, and already the first tick gone in the back pocket, but the kill's going to start to come through here for the boys in blue. Going to be able to find 2 on the kill. Velocity's going to have to back right on out, and nothing more than a tick gained. So now you're thinking, if you're Zoned Out Gaming, okay, A didn't work, B didn't work either. You're looking up at the clock now, just seconds remaining, 59. I mean, really, Zoned Out Gaming Academy, they're showing me a lot of prowess and playing tactically as well.
Yeah, I mean, give massive credit to the Academy. They got pushed up early, got a nice waves of kills, rotated incredibly quickly over to that B site, and now have them pushed back. And, you know, if you can't hit your first 2 pushes as Zoned Out Gaming on that offense, you're going to find yourself struggling because you'll be pinned back in the spawn trap, and the Academy have complete control with Bear 7-2, Slappy 5-1, and having fun with it. Now only 28 seconds left on the clock. Zoned Out Gaming now split, trying to make their way to any site that they can to slow the clock, but Milo trying to get towards that A, but just checking the wrong place at the wrong time. Shuey getting peeked out. Now 12v27, I honestly do not think it gets any more perfect in a defensive showing. Maybe other than that ticket B, but you could not play that any better if you were the Academy side.
I mean, 4 seconds left for somebody to get onto a point. One last ditch effort. Bear's gonna take him down. Bruiser with the dive, but he's just cut short. And Zoned Out Gaming Academy, you mentioned the life advantage, 27 playing 12. I think it might have ended on 27 playing 10. Either way you slice it, Zep called it absolute perfection dominance there in round 1. And you gotta be thinking now, if you're the side of Zoned Out Gaming, I mean, we're playing the Academy squad. We're supposed to be better than these guys. We're already getting taken to a map 3, and then an absolute perfect defensive showing from Zoned Out Gaming Academy. It gives them a lot of freeness here in this round to kind of hit whichever site they want. They only need 1 tick to be able to tie that progress. It's going to be interesting to see what they elect to do here, and you see it's kind of an all-out hit towards this A. They're just trying to get a couple of ticks gone.
Yeah, I mean, the Academy, honestly, the way that they're playing at the moment is so good, especially how they played that defense and going on to the offense as well. Now Bear picking up the 2. I don't know whether Bear was being strategic with that delay or not, but it seemed to work really in his favor with 3 kills. Now 12-3, and this has just been so good from them. And you know, we were saying this earlier, map number 1, that Zoned Out Gaming, surely you're worried about the way that this is going, because you could, after the series, see your place directly replaced. I mean, you could see Bear come in for any one of these players, as now the Academy completely locked down that 8 point, 25v24, and a lot of that was down to Bear. Now 13-4 went, I believe, on a 4 streak towards that hill. So I mean, Academy have really stood out throughout this series, but Bear in particular, been the diamond amongst diamonds, is really showing off at moments as Zoned Out Gaming. They're trying to hold that B point, but they cannot get any control of this map, as the Academy seems to be the one taking them to school.
I mean, Bear and Low is going to be able to pick up 2 there, and now you're seeing Milo having to push up through the front side. He's just going to get shut down as well, and now Zoned Out Gaming Academy, we were talking about winning just the Ticks battle there, but with the A side done, B side being worked on, you could see them going up 2-0 here in this invasion control. There is no one near the site for Zoned Out Gaming. You're being cut down at every single angle. One last push up, looks like going to be find the first. The trade in for Bruiser, back in, but immediately traded out. Velocity trying to dive, he is there. The pistol out, and Zoned Out Gaming going to get there in the nick of time. Skin of your teeth like save and a dive from Velocity. Looking like an NFL wide receiver out there trying to make the goal line, but now the stand here as trades go back and forth, 3 for 1. Anti-Sky's the only one left alive, and the last one to fall. Zoned Out Gaming is going to find themselves down 2-0 to their Academy team in a best-of-3 scenario. Zeb, it couldn't have been more perfect for this Academy squad to start out this do-or-die map 3.
Absolutely not. It has been perfect across the board, and Zoned Out Gaming done a great job of clearing that B point just about towards the end. It looked like maybe they rescue this one, but then the explosion kill coming in along with 2 kills via the gunny skill of the Academy meant that they were just surely going to get pushed through and get that site locked down, and that's exactly what they did. And you look at players like Milo 3 and 11, who was a power player throughout the series, has just been completely nullified. But mind you, we haven't even been in this map that long. We haven't had that much time to even really sit down and think about it. It's been one of the quickest controls I've ever seen, with the Academy just running through Zoned Out Gaming before they could even get set. But now they have no choice. They need to get set right here, right now, or it's all but done. But when you have Loxias picking up 2 like that, it can be difficult. Again, Bear coming in with another 18-6 now. Zoned Out Gaming looking like they're going to have to try and play this B, and they do need to get this capped quickly if they want to stand any chance.
Yeah, and I mean, you put all the pressure on yourselves as well. Even if you get this B zone captured, you have to win this round to even be able to stay in this series. And now you've got players kind of hitting both sides from this B squad, but for Zoned Out Gaming at the moment, they will clean house there and be able to garner some time. But you got to look at the CD's push. You're going to see Lox be right back in the hit. Zoned Out Gaming Academy looking like they don't want to let this go necessarily. Couple late hits in towards it, not quite all the way, but the meanwhile, it's just purple in the kill feed. You're kind of just throwing lives at this. The Academy squad finally going to elect back out, play our losses here on the A site, and try to walk away with a win. But you got to watch out for the map positioning here, Zeb. Zoned Out Gaming should be able to kind of hit this from multiple angles, as well as Milo pushing up through the backside of A Street. You're going to have players all around you. Now the kills having to come through. Snap is going to be able to find one. The trade, though, from Milo. Anti-Skies finds another one there. Stewie able to find one trade, but it's back and forth, and it's not the kind of game you want to be playing if you're the Academy squad.
Absolutely not. Zoned Out Gaming have a good bit of map control here. A bit of shooting bodies there that I see from Anti-Sykes. Maybe we just cut that slightly late, but Anti-Sykes on a 4 streak round the back, but eventually gets taken out by Loxias, who now has to try and help defend this point with Bear. And Zoned Out Gaming had great positioning where they could have maybe had a chokehold on this A point, but the Academy have held on. But mind you, 18-13, they're down on lives, and Zoned Out Gaming have plenty of time to get pushed further forward onto this point. So the Academy, they still have a good chance of coming away with this one, but for Zoned Out Gaming, they have exactly what they'd want, the building blocks to take this round as they look to advance onto the A point, and they have one on, but Bear again just coming in as the strong player, 21-9. What more could you want? 8 objective kills as well, might I add. But getting taken out there again, massive kill as Zoned Out Gaming warming up into this map a little bit, but is it potentially too little too late?
Well, the life advantage, though, 12 playing 8 with 42 seconds left. It could have been played big here, but a couple of kills do come through for the Academy squad, and now you're kind of all pushed back from your spawn. Gonna start to get picked off here. Bear, the player you mentioned, gonna be able to find another one there. Velocity on the chase, though, with the trade, but still, now the clock's starting to become a factor. Something you gotta start to think about here with only 25 seconds left. Bear now trying to play Velocity out of his spawn here. The nice trades coming up from Bruiser, though, onto Slappy. Now 3 for 3 for the hill, but Bruiser gonna get taken down. And now for Zoned Out Gaming, you're kind of all over the place. There's not a lot of entry into this hill. You're spawning out now. Only 9 seconds left. One last ditch effort may be in the cards, but everyone's so far away. No one going to be really able to hit this as a team. 2 solo pushes go down, and the Academy squad, 3-0 zoned out gaming, and you gotta think, like you mentioned it, Zeb, you start to think about a couple of these players we could see be moved up to the main squad here straight after the LAN after that showing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give a round of applause to Bear just for the way that they played. What a performance across this entire series, and to finish 23-12 against the main team is definitely a statement move, and that is, for me at least, the MVP player of this series. And massive congratulations to Zoned Out Gaming Academy, and commiserations to Zoned Out Gaming in this series, to where, look, throughout the entirety of it, it was neck and neck, but you just seen Zoned Out Gaming Academy bring it all to the table in that invasion control. Funnily enough, in the mode that I pegged them to be the worst at. I thought everything about that map mode was going to suit Zoned Out Gaming more, but the Academy were just aggressive, picked up some vital kills, pulled a few strategies out of the bag that maybe we didn't expect to see from them given the way this series played out, and ultimately saw that through in a really dominant fashion.
Yeah, it was just interesting to me because after kind of watching the first two maps with such a close Rio hardpoint and such a close invasion, it goes all the way to around 11. You think heading into an invasion control, that's a map that normally goes the distance, right? Your team's just splitting defense back and forth, and maybe the one eventual offensive win kind of wins you the map, or maybe a team breakdown at the last second. That's a map that typically goes round 5, and so I was expecting a very close, tight, contested game, especially in a best of 3, but it was like you said, just the aggressiveness from the Academy squad to just say, look, we think that our gunny is better and we're going to come out here and prove it. And it was exactly what you saw. Every single gunfight, they were never afraid to chow. And really that first round on defense, only allowing 1 tick on the B side, I mean, it set the tone for the rest of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. They set the tone early doors with that immaculate defensive round, brought it to them with a really strong offensive round, and then from there, you know, Zoned Out Gaming, they did try, but ultimately it just wasn't enough. They'd given themselves too much of a mountain to climb, and I think ultimately, actually, you could argue had a good offensive round, all things considered. The offenses are hard to win, and they really put it down to the wire. They just left themselves too much of a job to do at that point, and yeah, you just have to give massive credit to the Academy. They just went in there, it feels like, on map 1 and map 3, and sort of blitzed the opposition, sort of stunned them into moments where even if they could pull it back, it was just too much of a task. And we did see Zoned Out Gaming on map 1 nearly pull it back, but ultimately just wasn't enough.
Yeah, even if you go back to that map 2 in that round 11, I mean, there was a position where he could have won that 1v2, right? I mean, he shoots the guy coming at him. If he turns around on the quick one, finds that read, I mean, this could have been a 2-0 done and dusted with the Academy squad just 2-0ing their top predecessors there. But for me, I mean, it's just how well they were able to play in a do or die map, where you think that with a main team and an Academy team, that main team is going to have a little bit more ice in those scenarios. They're going to be a little bit more thought out, right? Like you said, the tactical versions that we were seeing of them. But I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes your guns are just a little too hot to deal with, man. I mean, Bear at one point was 21-9. We talked about him kind of all throughout that map, and even leading into that first round, what did we say the life advantage was, like 27 playing 10? So I mean, it was just every single point of the gunfights they were just not able to win, especially in that last map. And I think you hit the nail on the head, man. I mean, we could see the Zoned Out Gaming main team maybe look a little bit different there, especially with the addition of maybe bringing Bear up. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of happens there as these two teams kind of progress along.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both of these teams, this organization, has a lot to think about after watching that series. But folks, we have seen 2 brilliant series on this broadcast already, and I'm sure we're going to have another one coming your way as this 3rd series will be getting underway in just a few moments. But before then, we'll be going to a quick break. Don't go anywhere.